Hi everybody, it's Nathan again with another Inktober and 31 Days of Halloween video. I'm going to go back to combining them today, just because I'm short on time again. That's alright. Had to take my webcam into the store and get it replaced because the audio problem I've had before just was not going away, so hopefully you're hearing me as I speak right now. If not, then I'll be recording after the fact and I'll probably sound a little peeved. This is getting a little ridiculous, but like I said, hopefully it's working. Everything's alright. And you can hear this. Today I'm thinking witch with immensely large ears. Don't ask me why. I just think the big ears is funny. Hair coming out of there. It is spring, early summer here in Australia, and I gotta tell you, the heat has already started. It is miserable here during the day, about 80 to 90, with about, I don't know, 85 to 90% humidity. Is bad. We have air conditioning and stuff like that, so it's not so bad, but there's only so much you can do with that much environmental heat coming at you. This is going to be one unattractive witch, which I guess that's kind of the way it's supposed to be. It's like a very cartoony witch too. It's funny, I don't usually go quite this cartoony, but you know, have fun with it. I should have done more through here. I've twisted the perspective on her face. I do this sometimes, it's bad. It started out with one set of planes and I've rotated it a little bit visually to maybe it'll fit more detail and make the face match up. And it's just not good. You end up having to struggle to make that all work. That's alright. It's kind of a Japanese feel to it to me now. Like a Bakemono witch. Be like a Japanese devil witch. Cursing unwary travelers. Actually, if she was really a Japanese witch, she'd be a spirit creature, probably. European witches are always people. Asian tradition has a lot more spirit folk and supernatural creatures pretending to be people. Either way, it comes out to be pretty fun. The hair is kind of funny. Because she's so cartoony, I'm trying to be graphic with the hair, like really bold, flat shapes. But I also want it to be stringy, so it's kind of a struggle not to make it look full. Give it some depth, it's not enough to make it seem like it's You know, I don't want it to be lush. I want it to be like scraggly and horrible. What's his dresses look like anyway? That is a good question. I don't know. Coming from an animation perspective, her silhouette is going to be pretty horrible. It's going to look like she doesn't have a jaw. That's alright. Again, this is all just fun and games. I can always just claim because I'm going freehand with the pen and not undersketching that that's why it's not working out too well. Even though really, I should be able to draw straight with a pen anyway. So you can get the cartoon tattered sleeve. Like witches are incapable of sewing or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. She's supposed to look like an outcast though, so. I really want to draw that other ear. But at this angle, I don't think you'd be able to see any of it. Even more pronounced upper lip make it look a tiny bit more feminine. Again, not supposed to be attractive. I find witches are pretty effective when they have lower lids. Kind of freaky. Not what I intended when I put pen to paper either, but that's how it works. Especially if you don't plan ahead. Remember that, kids. Plan ahead if you want to have something, measurable. Like, there's no way to tell if I've done this correctly or successfully at all, even to myself, because I didn't have a plan. Whew. But he's not winning any beauty contests, I'll tell you that. But that's kind of the point. Witches get stitches. Alright. Let's test my pen out a little bit. I kind of like the delicate line thing here, so I'm not going to go too much into heavy blacks. I'm just going to throw some emphasis here and there. Try to let the dry brush work for me. It's funny, these brush pens, this one especially, the squeeze kind, you squeeze the reservoir to pump ink into it. They can be really subtle if you're careful, And if you're not careful, they can be just ink everywhere. So it's difficult. Really got to kind of be paying very close attention and stick with it. And roll with the punches, because it goes from dry brush to extremely wet brush really freaking fast. I think I was looking at some Jack Kirby art today too, and this made me think about these core shadows I'm throwing in here. Because I mean, there's no light source in this drawing, so I'm kind of making it up. The trick is to not make it look like I'm making it up. Make it seem reasonable. It doesn't have to be accurate. It just has to be reasonable. In fact, I'd rather it be reasonable over accurate, because a lot of times accurate things don't look right to us. They're presented in a certain way. Like special effects in movies, if the physics is 100% accurate, oftentimes it's like, that doesn't seem right. I don't understand what just happened there, you know? It's funny because in the real world physics is all we see, and they always accept that. It always seems fine. Like in, this is a weird topic, but martial arts in movies and stuff. The poses have to be much more dynamic and bold to have that kind of visual impact, whereas in real life, a blow that'll knock you off your feet doesn't look like very much, but it will knock you right off your feet. That may have been a mistake. Deciding these black clothes might have been a mistake. We'll see. I mentioned yesterday I was at a comic show doing drawings for yesterday, and that kind of condition, you have to learn to draw really fast, commissions and stuff like that. You want to be focused on selling stuff at your table or talking to people rather than drawing things. So speed helps. And I tried to use this pen to go fast, so I got frustrated by how dry brush it was, and I squeezed it really hard. Got ink on my hand. It's still there. It will literally drip out of the pen if you push it too hard. You know, this stuff's probably really boring to you. It's boring to me. More than likely it's not being recorded anyway, so by this point I've probably switched to speed paint. Here's a tricky spot. I want the hair to be mostly black, right? But she's wearing a black outfit. How do I reconcile that? So that it doesn't just blend in. I find that happens a lot, actually. If you look at Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West, if you look at her in the mid shots where you can see her hat and her outfit and everything, it doesn't look like she has any hair. She looks like she's just got a hat. She does have hair running in the back of her dress. You just can't see any of it. Because it's black, and so is the hat, and so is the dress. Must have been a bitch to light her in that movie. Everything had to be shiny black or something just to get her to show up. Otherwise you got Dorothy running away from a silhouette for the whole movie. Yeah, again, this thing's way too juicy. There's an interesting thing about inking and drawing with ink. You'll find you have to rotate your canvas sometimes. Try doing that with acrylic paint. I wonder if any of the old masters ever did that. I know they rotated their drawings, but I guess by the time they got to the painting stage, their line work was impeccable. And I kind of have to go back over that ear. So it stands out more. warty. If that had any sense, I'd use this black hair over here. It's like a framing device. But I don't. I mean, I guess I kind of do. It's funny, this brush pen makes it look almost Asian, too. Look like Asian stuff. Like manga style line work because of the dry brushing mixed in with everything else. It's a common thing you see. Go back in with the fine pick here and hatch out a few shadows, put some extra detail lines in. Something to soften up some of those bold lines I just put down. Too strong. I found that a broken dotted line can actually serve very well for texture stuff. Some of the things where your brain finishes it for you. Damn it, I've got to wait for it to be dry before I start sticking my hands into it. Oh well. Yeah, I'm honestly not patient enough for ink. I don't plan well enough to keep my hands out of it, so it ends up with a lot of ink on my hands and spatter all across everything. Yeah, put my hand in it again. Alright, I'm going to call that done. Witchy poo. In case you guys can still hear me, thanks very much for watching, and keep making stuff.